It's my last wedding of the year and things are already not going to plan. Last night it was raining a little bit, so I thought, oh, it's fine. I'll just do my cutting in the morning. There's no rain in the forecast and it's currently pouring. I mean, at least it's a soft pour. I can still work in this, but it definitely is frustrating. For this wedding, the vibes are decidedly moody. So it's jewel tones. We've got these really gorgeous flowers, of course, from Monica 316, because I purposely don't really grow very many sunflowers because she does and she's so close. These yellow ones back here for a photography project, so they're not for this one. And I know that I've got purples and navies and other sort of moody jewel tones out in the field like my bride wants. So let's go get soaked like a drowned rat and go get them. So today's order is just centerpieces. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing for like bridesmaids and bridal bouquets, or maybe this is the one where they're doing the crystals down the aisle. Not entirely sure. So my game plan is to do 5 arrangements at a time, and then I'll set aside some of the best stems for the 2 big ones. But I'm also visiting a dahlia farm tomorrow, so I know that I can grab a few dahlias for those 2 big ones if I need them, which I really think I will. Alright, so I have gone through my arrangements. I'm pretty happy with how these are looking. I've filled in the holes. I've made sure that like the different colors are all reinforced, and then these are ready to go. So all of the centerpieces are done except for the 2 big ones, which we need to do next. I'm actually really pleased with how these turned out. I was a little nervous about the color palette, not really sure it would look good, but like now that it's together, I'm very happy, and I think my bride will be too. So I'm gonna start with my nice beefy Cosmo greens. These will also be the make sort of a grid here so that other things will hold up where I want them. These might move around slightly, but all right, we'll start with those 5 and then do the same thing on the other side. By doing both arrangements at the same time, we make sure that they're fairly similar and that we don't run out of a certain type of flowers and have more in one arrangement and not the other. So next is the frosted explosion grass, and then after that we'll do this broom grass. And then once we've got these greens and these textures in here, this will hold up pretty much any other flower that we want, and so we have a little bit more control about where those flowers sit. Okay, so let's chat about a few really easy design principles when you're putting in the main flowers. So I don't know if you necessarily noticed while I was putting in everything, but I generally put all of my groups of flowers in odd numbers. So most of the time that means things were going in 3s or in 5s. If you have larger arrangements, you could do 7s or 9s, but it generally looks better if you stick to those odd numbers. With my flowers, think of every single one of the center of these as being an eye, and we want only a few of the eyes of our flowers to look at us. If you have all the eyes of the flowers looking at you, it actually looks pretty creepy. But if you make sure that, like, so this one's looking this way, this one's looking that way, this one's looking to the side, and they're kind of mixed up, it'll look better. So these berries are called garden huckleberries, and if you're going to do any sort of wedding work, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you invest in these. They're not very expensive, and once you plant them once, they just come back year after year. I think they just reseed themselves. You can eat them. I never do because I think my season is a little too short for them to get fully mature, but I think they look so good in arrangements. And lately the navy kind of powder blue bridal color scheme is really popular, so these come in very, very handy because there are just no navy flowers, or nothing even like navy adjacent, except for these.